can see, I am still in Colorado. No one in the chat right now. I guess you guys have to get notified. You sleepyheads still in bed? Come on in to Coffee with Cannon. I still haven't even had my first cup of coffee. I'm just having a little water right now. A little high up in the mountains water. Wonderful Father's Day yesterday. I hope everyone had a great day. I had a wonderful day. It was time spent with my son and my wife, his girlfriend. My mother-in-law was with us also, and we had a really good time, and I hope everyone else did. Seems like I'm preaching to the choir here. That's no one's in the house yet. Come on in. Where's all my folks from Scandinavia? Down Under Veggie Garden Diaries, the first one in. Good to see you. Miranda, good morning. Texas Patty's in the house. Hello, 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 Texas Patty. 10 in the chat. Joanne W, hi. You see the mountains behind me? Isn't that beautiful? My God, the Miranda, hi all from Missouri. It's the scenery here is just incredible. Hey from Texas, Joanne W. All my exes live in Texas, as they used to say, right? Texas has a real good sense of humor. Hey from NC, North Carolina. Hello, how beautiful there. Mystery Sister Sally. Why are you so mysterious, Sister Sally? So I hope everyone had a good Father's Day with their dad, or if you're on here and you are a father, I hope you had a wonderful... Good afternoon from Denmark, Pernell Hardenberg. Laura Waldy, good morning, Sergeant Cannon from Toronto. Hi from Alabama. Big wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary, keep on learning. Hi from Massachusetts, Cheryl Moran. I had a great Father's Day. It was excellent. We had a great time. Just being around here in this fresh air. Down Under Veggie Garden Diaries, Father's Day later on in the year. Hey from South Carolina, T. Consella. Hello, hello, hello. Mystery Sister Sally. Still, it's Father's Day is over. We could only have one day. Sharon Reynolds, Roland, gorgeous scenery. It certainly is. I'm just sitting like out in the front yard. Hi from North England, Bex VBD. Hello, North England. Good to see you. So, you know, it's funny that you get... I haven't been up on all the stories because so many things is happening, and you really need to be plugged in every day to know what's going on. And the good thing, of course, is the Rachel Marin case. That case in itself, arresting that guy in Oklahoma, solved two major cases with the arrest of him. Her murder and that home invasion that he did in California. So thrilled that he was caught. Minnesota girl. We're doing well. Thank you so much. Absolutely. It's. I'm actually flying back to New York tonight at midnight on the red eye. So I guess Miranda. Yes, thank God. So I guess that's a pretty good time to fly back because you know the time. It's a 2-hour time change. So the flight leaves approximately like midnight out of Denver, and then it's like a four-ish hour flight. Lorna Partington, hi, happy Father's Day from Brisbane, Australia. Wow, unbelievable. Look how the technology brings us together, right? You guys see the amazing mountain behind me? Isn't that incredible? Let me make you could see it better. It's unbelievable. I don't get views like that in my yard, even though my yard is beautiful also. But 67 in the chat, 17 with the thumbs up. Coffee with Cannon. Last day in Denver, Colorado. My bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. Already I'm so lonesome I could cry. All the birds are singing, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could cry. Let's see, I was reading an article in Rex and realized that MO kitty litter plastic was meant that having the sand on the MO. You know, there's so many different things coming out right now about Rex Heuermann. And I would just caution everyone to realize that same, not sand. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Happy Father's Day from South Africa, Henry von Niekerk, all the way from South Africa. Good to see you. I haven't seen anyone from South Africa in a while. In the chat, 83 with the thumbs up, 28 in the chat. 83 in the chat, 28 with the thumbs up. I'm going crazy. I would, Manel J, hello again from, I've been watching Serial Killer Interviews documentary. Oh my God. K-Me, thank you so much for the $1 super sticker. Much appreciated. I would caution not to take everything you read about Rex Heuermann as gospel, unless it comes from the police and those bail application documents. K-Me, thank you. He changed his MO often. You know, I learned a lot following this Gilgo Beach case, this Rex Heuermann case, because I was locked in a little bit on MO, that it's difficult or unusual for a serial killer to change his MO. Manel J, I stay up just to watch you. You're all heart. Well, thank you, Manel J. But the actual reverse is true. Serial killers do change their MO. And that part of it is, you know, when you listen to experts like Dr. Gary Brucato, when you listen to Dr. Joni Johnston, when you listen to FBI agent Jim Clemente, who's brilliant. He's a brilliant serial killer profiler. I was trying to get him on again last week. I'll still keep trying to push to get him back on. He's good friends with FBI agent Bobby Chacon, who's a good friend of mine, who was a frequent flyer on this show. So we're going to still try to get Jim Clemente back on, because he wrote an assessment, I would say, 12 years ago about Rex Heuermann. Well, we didn't know it was Rex Heuermann, about the Gilgo Beach serial killer. And it was right on. Aquarius Yaya 420, good morning, Bill, mods, chat. Hello, everyone. 91 in the chat, 41 with the thumbs up. Cheers, I'm drinking water this morning. Sherry Murray, my vacation's been wonderful. You know, I'm actually going back to Nance Joe, good morning. I'm going back to Florida in the beginning of July. You may say I'm crazy, but I'm going to spend a few weeks there. And then my sister's having her 60th birthday party on the West Coast. So we're going to all join her on the West Coast of Florida for her 60th birthday. So that promises to be a lot of fun. Down Under Veggie Gardens Diaries. Good to see all you guys. I can't believe how many people came from across the pond, Australia, South Africa, Great Britain. It's amazing. It's always amazing to me. But incredible, just absolutely incredible. Pauline Buckles is in the house. Sharon Reynolds, my daughter's in New York with her job. Cool. Great place to work. Great place to learn a lot about life. The big cities are just, well, they're all similar, right? Nice to hear, Sarge. Enjoy your life. Thank you, Sherry Murray. It's 108 in the chat, 52 with the thumbs up. So holidays come and go, right? It's only Father's Day for one day, for 24 hours, and it was fun while it lasted. Scout Inquirer, good to see you, buddy. Rockland County, hi, good morning, Sergeant Bill, fabulous mods and everyone. Beautiful location. I'm trying to give you guys the most amazing locations, because I think when we do Coffee with Cannon, when we can have the amazing scenery, it's just incredible, you know? And I got to sneak out. My whole family's in the house. Some of them are just waking up, and I said, I got to sneak out and see if I can do a Coffee with Cannon, because when you're on vacation, it's hard to slip this in. But anyway, so let's get back to the whole Rex Heuermann thing. You know, as I had spoken about it on my last show, live show I did, was that I believe that the next indictment to drop is going to be Valerie Mack. And Janaka, do you think Victoria Heuermann was involved with Rex, the influence on to make her? You know, Janaka, I don't think she was involved in the crimes, but think about it. If you had a father that was a serial killer like Rex Heuermann, could you think you have a normal life? Do you think maybe you'd be a little tainted, your brain may be a little twisted? Yeah, I think so. But I don't think that she was involved. And I think that sometimes John Ray, then Karen Vergata. Yeah, that one happened in 1996, but we know that Sandra Casilla actually happened in 1993. So is there a really good chance that Rex Heuermann, Schmitty, Sergeant Bill, I'm sure you know much about the illegal who killed Marin. Yes, I spoke about that, Schmitty, as I entered the show, and I think that's horrible because our government is supposed to be protecting us, and he and the guy who killed Laken Riley, two Venezuelan thugs that were gangbangers, and apparently the guy who killed Rachel Marin had committed a murder in his own country. So how do we not find out about those things? How do you just let them walk into this country without any vetting whatsoever? Oh, you want to come in here? Oh, yes. So gang ties, yeah, they're all gangbangers. And we're taking these people into our country. El Salvador, MS-13, right? I can't even name all the gangs, the Venezuelan gangs, I forget what they're called, but we're taking these people into our country. And who is being put at risk? A NYPD police officer was carjacked at gunpoint last week by two illegals, and they caught them right away. Two illegals, again, two gangbangers, armed with guns, stick up an off-duty cop and take his car. Something's wrong when your government doesn't protect you, right? That's their responsibility. I can't believe this dude was just sitting in a sports bar. You know, Schmitty, I got to follow up on that because, I've been on vacation. I want to know all about that guy. I want to know where he's been. I want to know what he's been doing since he fled after the Rachel Marin murder. And how was he supporting himself in Oklahoma? I want to know who his friends are. Who was he hanging with? Because they got to be gangbangers too, right? So let's take down the whole cell. Just absolutely outrageous. It really upsets me when I realize that our government is not protecting its own citizens. So who does it fall on when our government doesn't protect its citizens? You got it. The popo, the police, right? Prying Pela, yeah, someone's voting these open border people in. That's right. I think they think it's funny. That guy Mayorkas is a complete disaster. Who's the head of the Homeland Security? Just a complete, absolute disaster. When you watch him being interviewed in Congress, it's absolutely hilarious to hear some of his answers. But that's the policies that he is carrying out for his boss, So yeah, that Rachel Marin case, and you guys know the story of that. The perpetrator on that did a home invasion in California and assaulted a mother and her 9-year-old daughter. And they won't even put out there the extent or the horrific nature of the assault, but they recovered DNA. That DNA was connected. Henry Van Niekerk, could Johnny Ray be opening himself to be sued with all these unproven accusations? You know something? I think it's really irresponsible for Johnny Ray to be putting out these accusations with basically, they're not evidence. They are not evidence. Even when he comes with these people, Los Enfants de Paradis, I get paid, I'm retired, good for you. When he comes out with these accusations, they're not evidence. They're not evidence at all. He shouldn't be calling them evidence. They're allegations, And you know how we would know, all of us would know that these allegations that he's raising were legit? Is if the Suffolk County Police were standing there with him. But they're not. They're not. Christy DeValle, how are you? Good to see you. But they're not standing there with him. So what does that mean to us? That means that these are just allegations. Karen Vergata's photo looks nothing like her as an adult. The most recent photos may look, well, something, sketch artists can update photographs to how she would have looked. Excuse me, many of you guys do feel that Johnny Ray is off base with this latest press conference. And when I was watching it, I was just like, what? I couldn't believe some of the things he was saying. And till you start listening to it, when you take it and thinking that it's legit and it's like gospel, it really, you question it. You really do question it. 135 in the chat, 74 with the thumbs up. Come on, guys, bring more people in. Bonjour a las enfants du Paradis. So it's so good to see all you guys. It started out super cringy, but he did have a point. Look, I think John Ray represents the family of Shannon Gilbert, right? And one of the things that everyone has to realize about Shannon Gilbert, right now, Liminal, what are Johnny Ray's motivations for that presser? Is it PR for his law firm? I think that Johnny Ray legitimately really believes he's doing the right thing, really believes he's doing God's work. But in my opinion, this is not evidence, and he's hurting the case. Because everything that he brings forth here is going to have to be reinvestigated by the Suffolk County Police, the Gilgo Beach Task Force, just to disprove it. Schmitty, Fluff, Debbie, Debza Marak, 4Q, my first live, love from Colorado. Good to see you, good to see you. It's so beautiful here, man. Sitting in the front lawn, that was a wild presser, Cat 747, it certainly was. John Ray always brings someone else into Linda's theories credibly, like Harrison, and now, you know, I don't know, Dr. Gary Bricado, to me, is brilliant. He really is a learned man. That subject, that topic, is a very difficult thing to study, and there are experts in this world that do study that, and he's one of them. And I think that, I don't know what, I'd like to know what his feelings are now after that press conference. He lent his name to it. He lent his expertise to it. Dr. B didn't exactly buy what Johnny Ray was selling. I don't think he did. No, I don't think he did either. But you know something, you got to be careful who you align yourself with, because, you know, it can really hurt you. And he stood there next to him, just like months ago, Rodney Harrison stood next to John Ray. Remember the whole, Dr. Gary said serial killers work alone, they're losers. Well, certainly not winners, that's for sure. Remember when Johnny Ray stood right next to Rodney Harrison and he brought forth those unvetted, unproven allegations about if Ray wins a wrongful death lawsuit, does he law firm make, even if, how's he going to win a unlawful death lawsuit? It's not even proven. Right now, Shannon Gilbert, it's not a murder. It's ruled by the Suffolk County Medical Examiner as an accidental death. So how is he going to prove a wrongful death lawsuit? Could he sue the John who she went to see in that Oak Beach community? If he could have done that, he would have already done it. And he hasn't. And he has said that he has interviewed every single person in that community. He's taken statements. He's taken affidavits. So what do we, you know, I don't know. I don't know what his motivation is, because I don't see the dollar signs in this. But you know, one of the things that struck me about that press conference also is that Victoria Heuermann is a client of attorney Mitev, and he was formerly an associate of Johnny Ray. So it's like he's going against his Joe N.W. Dr. B is usually on the interview room. Yes, he's excellent. You know, he's excellent. I can't say any more good things about him. I've never said anything negative to say about that man. He's brilliant, and he's a really learned man and knows the topic, knows that subject. Listen to true crime so much that one gives me nightmares. Cat 747. Sometimes you got to take a break, you know, get away from it, because sometimes it's a little too much. And when you are listening to it too much, it becomes part of your day and part of your life. And, you know, take a little break from it then if it's giving you nightmares, you know. So we all remember when he did that press conference with Rodney Harrison, and he was talking about that club in the city, Trapeze, La Trapeze, and that it was for swingers. And this was in the 90s. I think Dr. B stands apart whether he stood with Johnny Ray or not. Johnny Ray stands for drama. Yeah, I think you're right. 167 in the chat, 95 with the thumbs up. Guys, welcome to Coffee with Cannon, Backyard Beverage, Bitchin' with Bill, whatever you want to call it. Coffee, Cuffs, and Cannon. So many different names that you guys have suggested. So I embrace all of them, you know. A balance is good, absolutely, Cat 747. So getting back to Johnny Ray and that whole thing about, you know, when he stood next to Rodney Harrison and claimed that story about the New York City narcotics detective, an African-American woman who's been on all the TV stations. She was on News Nation with Banfield. Annabelle Warmington, any songs for us tonight, Bill? Well, let me think of a couple as we go along. Well, are you? I'm still in Colorado. I forget the name of this town. Oh, this town is called Georgetown. Georgetown, beautiful. There's all these little towns that are amazing. Scout Inquirer, good to see you. 165 in the chat, 102 with the thumbs up. While Ray was keeping it at though, there's that. Rocky Mountain High, that's right. He was born in the back of his 27th year. I don't know all the words to that song. In a world he's never been before. Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. I seen it rain and fire in the sky. The scenery is amazing. Tina Turner songs. You know, I have that little, that canister of oxygen, because sometimes you get a little lightheaded. So you take a few blasts of oxygen, and it makes the lightheadedness go away. But, so yeah, guys, if you're not subscribed, and I think almost everyone in this chat, I recognize your name. But if you're not subscribed, go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell. Ring my bell, ring my bell. Greetings again, Deidre Garrett from Florida Keys. Wow. The weather in Florida, I heard right now, is so hot, and it was raining for like 2 weeks straight in certain parts of Florida. Just the Girl, Coffee with Cannon in Colorado. Great voice, very nice, thanks. Annabelle Warmington, Lisa Michelle. The Keys, I try to go every year to Isla Mirada to go fishing. I love it there. It's so beautiful. The Florida Keys are like, oh my God. I think you got to have big bucks though to live there. Schmitty, Sergeant Bill looks like he belongs in Colorado. Have a good day. Off to work. Sana Elise Huth Johnson, good to see you. Oxygen is good. Used to breathe Summit skin treatment thingy in California. You're going back to hot weather, Bill, Heather, whatever. That's what I hear. I heard it's supposed to be in the 90s this week in New York. Like 94. Wow. Hot weather, that's for sure. Got to have that AC going, cranking it up, right? I don't want to be doing police off the cuff in a hot, sweaty room. I gotta have it. I can't believe Debza Moran 40. Just call me Deb Rex. Could be one of the worst, but the thought of the allegations against his daughter really puts his case over. You know, but that's exactly what they are right now. Allegations against his daughter Victoria. Now, his daughter Victoria is 27 right now, right? So Rex Heuermann's big activity in killing was around 2010, right? And so that's what, 2010 would be 14 years ago. So his daughter would have been 13 years old. Do you think that she really took part in the murders with him? I don't think so. You know, I have said, Michelle Furler, hello from South Australia, good to see you. I have said all during this case that, to me, that house speaks volumes about that whole family. And what do I mean by that? I got attacked a lot when I said, well, if you live in a house that is that untidy, a house that is that cluttered, I think that I think it's a mental health issue for all of the people that are living there. Dysfunctional, Janaka, exactly. Liminal, is it possible that Victoria accessed a trove of content? Yukata just asked, is it possible that Victoria accessed Rex Heuermann's trove of content and acted out by her own artwork in that way? Rebecca, good to see you. Look, anything's possible. I think one of the things we have to remember is that the Gilgo Beach Task Force cleared all the members of the family. Is this now going to open up a Pandora's box of new evidence that they're going to say, oh no, we're now reopening it? I thought early on in this investigation, Manel J, is it possible he used her social media to search? You know, anything is possible, but serial killers are lone animals for the most part. I mean, there's exceptions, but he wasn't going to let anyone into his world. That was his world. Does it mean anything that his daughter was drawing this really disturbing art? You know, does it mean anything to his case, or does it mean anything about her? I think she's disturbed too, if that was her artwork. Kim Alliston's in the house. Kim, don't worry about being late. We're just sitting out here on the front lawn of this house in Georgetown, Colorado, and I snuck away. I told my family, I'm going to just go out and do a coffee with Cannon. They're like, oh, many of us like true crime. What does that say about us? It just says that that's what you like. You know, what does it say? I was a cop for 27 years. Does that say anything about my psyche? Marcus Aurelius, the human mind does very weird things to fetishize pain and trauma. Wow, Marcus Aurelius, that's the first time I've seen you here. Welcome. Fuzzy Doxy said she does not believe in coincidences. Yeah, I mean, but does it mean that she's involved? That part of it, no, I don't think it does. I think it means maybe she's disturbed, you know? But again, look at the genes she has. She has the genes of a serial killer, right? And her mother, Asa, she's not the tightest, she doesn't have it all together either, you know? I said early on, I felt that she had some mental illness. And of course, you know, people attack, oh, well, who are you to say that? Well, I'm just saying, as a criminal justice practitioner, that's a good term, right? That house wasn't big enough to hide all the clutter. Welcome to Colorado, Tammy Nichols. Janaka, not wrapped too tight. Absolutely not. Nikki Bella, good to see you, Nikki Bella. Maybe not involved, but groomed and accustomed. Well, again, going back to their house, going back to the way they lived. What do you think? Sergeant Bill, too bad you aren't going to be in Colorado another week. Gonna be so hot here in the tri-state. Yeah, it's going to be. I think I might have to go to the beach a couple of times. Maybe take a ride out to Long Island. Jones Beach, I grew up near Jones Beach, you know. His wife looked battered and broken. Yeah, I think she did. But, you know, this case is like a reality show. You know, Dawn Marie's in the house. Dawn Marie, so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but thank you for coming by. Dawn Marie's a Floridian. Dawn Marie, how is it in Florida these days? I heard it rains for like 2 weeks. Georgetown, Colorado, that's right. We're in Georgetown, Colorado. Really cool place. Down Under Veggie Garden Diaries. Hi, Pauline Buckles. Hey there, Kim Allison from Fuzzy Doxy. Dawn Marie is in the house. Liminal, I've lived in California for 30 years, but grew up on the South Shore. So, this case, obviously, with the Gilgo Beach Task Force, is going to be in the forefront. The Grossman Files, how I mentioned the new Son of Sam victim, Andy Savino. You know, I can't dig into that right now because I'm on vacation, and I'll look into that when I get back. Supposedly there was a new case closed in regards to the Son of Sam investigation. He used to be known as the 44 caliber killer in New York, and it was in the I think it was in the late 70s. Yeah, maybe it was like 1977. And the Son of Sam, his name was David Berkowitz. he would go to lovers' lanes, and couples were fooling around in these lovers' lanes, and he would shoot them with a 44 caliber gun, and he became known as the 44 caliber killer. Horrific. And he was caught based on a summons written to his car by a police officer in Queens, New York. And that summons led to them identifying David Berkowitz as the son of Sam, or the 44 caliber killer. Yeah, I remember I was a teenager back then, and it really upset the city and everyone involved. And supposedly he was targeting women with short brown hair, and I don't know if that actually turned out to be true once he was caught, because he was really going to lovers' lanes and shooting whoever was in the car. Michael Franchese, yeah, he had a short interview with the son of Sam. Michael Franchese is an articulate guy, former Janaka. Most fascinating case to me was Richard Kuklinski. Yeah, he is sort of interesting, but he's really a despicable savage. He used to like inject people and kill them with some kind of poison using a hypodermic needle. Okay, someone corrected me. The summons was written by an officer in Brooklyn, and that's what led to the arrest of the son of Sam, David Berkowitz. So I was wrong, but it was a summons. And son of Sam, his job, he was a postman. He worked for the post office, That's why they always had that expression. He went postal, he went postal. Dawn Marie, what's the latest on Rex Bill? Any action? Well, I think the next case to drop, so far they have 6 indictments on Rex Heuermann. And I think the next case to drop is going to be the case of Valerie Mack. And I don't think they have perhaps the DNA evidence right now. The Grossman Files, Berkowitz was heavily influenced by Scorsese's Taxi Driver. Yeah, sometimes these psychos, what gets into their mind, just like Charles Manson was influenced by the Beatles and that song Helter Skelter, and he made up some whole scenario using that song Helter Skelter. But that's their sick, warped minds, and do they deserve to be recognized for that? Do they deserve to be well, yes, when I moved to San Francisco, we had the zebra killers, Heather whatever. Penguin Purpose, son of Sam had a dog that talked to him. Yeah, that was the whole story behind that. He had a dog that told him what to do or something. But it's just really crazy. Kim Ellison is in the house. Now, you guys, when you see John Ray give these press conferences, do you think it helps the case, or do you think it hurts the case? If you believe that these press conferences with these new allegations, it's not evidence. It's absolutely not evidence of anything. If you think it hurts the case, well, let me rephrase that. If you think it helps the case, put a number 1 in the chat. If you think it hurts the case, as in taking manpower away from the actual investigative work that these guys do, put a 2 in the chat. So helps the case 1, hurts the case 2. So I'm seeing it's pretty equal right now. Mom Sees All, Mel Stiller, Marcy C, David Kahn, Sherry Murray. I should have tried to assign someone to count these, but it seems like by a very short, small margin, I should say, the hurts the case. The 2 in the chat is winning over number 1. And the guys who put the number 1 that it helps the case, CBC, good to see you. Maybe you could say it helps the case because it's keeping it in the public eye. It's keeping it in the public consciousness. But in the realm of having to investigators, yeah, you see the mountain up there, guys? Isn't that pretty cool? How cool is that, right? In the realm of investigators having to vet all the information, the new information that John Ray is bringing forth. And if it is new, Regina Carter, all right, the Regina Carter, the thing about the email address was already indicated in the police documents. So then again, this is nothing new that the police are being told about. This information is known to them, apparently, if they had the email addresses, right? But it adds, I think if it would have made a big difference, the cops would have been at the presser. I think Joanne W., what that shows is that the police are not considering this to be relevant. They're not considering this to be important. So they're not going to go to a press conference. And I think that if you see District Attorney Ray Tierney at any of these press conferences, then I would say, yeah, I think, excuse me, I think that this information is credible. But you've never seen him even comment upon it, have you? And you know the attorney for Barbara Miller, Dr. B was on the interview room with another guy. Exactly, Bill. Sherry Murray makes harder, but hopefully new evidence will appear, but same law enforcement already knows. Waste of time. Look, I think that, you know, in the case of these people that Johnny Ray is representing, he's trying to keep it alive for the families of the victims, you know. And, you know, that's who he's working for right now. But it just seems that this will not help the prosecution against Rex Heuermann. Not at all. 185 in the chat, 149 with the thumbs up. Come on, guys, let's get over 200. Guys from all over the world here, and I'm in Georgetown, Colorado. Beautiful day. Yeah, the Speckles Mansion murder. I don't know the house, but I bet I've driven by it while in the area. You guys all come up, no matter where I am, people come up with crimes and serial killings that have happened at that location. Yeah, Shannon Gilbert, of course, and many of you guys that in the chat, and many people that follow true crime, believe that Shannon Gilbert's case is a murder. And there is also, John Ray also came up with a scenario where he said Rex Heuermann went to meet her at a hotel in Suffolk County. And a taxi driver has a sworn affidavit that he drove Rex Heuermann there. And if that was true, I guess everyone would add more credence to it. But have we seen this evidence? Deidre Garrett, my heart goes out to Shannon Gilbert. Yes, my heart goes out to all the victims, you know, and all the victims' families. It's a horrendous situation. And think of all the years that have gone by. You know, the tragic thing about Shannon Gilbert's family is her sister murdered her mother. I mean, stabbed her, I don't even want to go into how many times, but just horrific. Some of you guys have different opinions, I think. Well, we also had the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, who was scared of him. You know, I had that case, the Night Stalker. That guy was one of the worst I've ever heard. Just absolute horrific killer. And I had Gil Castillo on, and he was the case detective from that. And he was on our show a couple of years ago. And that day, because I think HBO or Netflix did a series on the Night Stalker, and it sort of brought it back into the public consciousness, and it was horrible. Janaka, I think Shannon was drug tripping when she ran out, got caught in a bog and couldn't get out. Janaka, I think that is the theory that the Suffolk County police have. they reinvestigated it, and many people say, they point back to Chief James Burke, the corruption on the Suffolk County Police Department. Cat 747 tell you, Bill, we all started locking our windows. Well, Gil Castillo, sorry to go back and forth, who was the case detective on the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez case, he had his family move out of the area. That's how concerned he was, because you couldn't defend against this guy. He would come in through unlocked doors, unlocked windows, and he was just an absolute savage. He would shoot the husband in the head, and I don't even want to go over all his horrific crimes, but one of the worst serial killers. And he died of cancer, the guy. It was too bad they didn't have a longer time to study him, because he was absolutely one of the worst serial killers that I've read about. I mean, they're all bad. It's not like you could say, oh yeah, he was a good serial killer. They're all bad, Yes, Cat 747, that's true. Love the people caught him. What happened was, Dianne Feinstein, I believe it was, I think she was the governor at the time, and they had a footprint outside one of the windows that was very unique to a certain type of shoe. And loved Gil Castillo, yeah, good guy. The police didn't want that out there, but Dianne Feinstein put it out there. So now, when he's caught, she just destroyed that piece of evidence because he'll get rid of it, And they got him identified, and a decision was made to put his Universe 20 state senator, not governor. Okay, thank you. I stand corrected. State Senator Feinstein. She may have been the governor back then, though. You sure about that? She wound up being a senator, but she may have been the governor back then. Anyway, he was identified, and the decision was made to put his picture on all the front pages of all the newspapers in that area. And the community spotted him on the street, and they would have beat him to death if the police didn't save his life. And he had gone to another area, and I think he continued doing his crimes in another area, so he came back. Cat 747, no, never governor. Okay, I stand corrected then. But she put out some information that I think the police had wished she hadn't. But, and it took a while to catch that guy, right? He was an evil, evil dude. 202 in the chat, 165 with the thumbs up. Good to see everybody. Cat 747, they absolutely did grab his butt. They got him. Everyone, welcome today. And again, I hope everyone had a great Father's Day. And if you're not a father, I hope you saw your father or honored your father or spent some time with your father if he's still on this earth. DJ Garrett, I believe Rex will be an epic serial killer. Very well could be. Right now, the investigation is still young, right? July will make 1 year that he was arrested. It just looks so beautiful there in Colorado. It sure is. Plying Paul, and we care if the public got to him first. Why? We don't care. We don't care. I think it was great that the public got him. Whoever caught the guy, Heather, whatever, we're at 6,500 feet here. If your visit were longer, you would adjust temporarily to oxygen molecules being further. Well, we went up in the Rocky Mountains and it was 11,000 feet the other day. And again, just absolutely, Colorado is a beautiful, beautiful state. Susan Robinson, Cat 747. This is Coffee with Cannon. Backyard beverage bitching with Bill. Coming to you live from Georgetown, Colorado. Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. I see it rain and fire in the sky. John Denver, remember him? That dude was around, and he wrote a lot of hit songs. Colorado guy. I forgot how he died. Did he die in a plane crash? He had a huge career, but just both as a songwriter and then as an actor, and the guy it was like his own franchise, But anyway, so I'm leaving I'm going back to New York tonight on the red eye. Actually, my plane crash, Barbara Miller. Yes, I thought that was what it was. We lost a lot of great musicians in plane crashes. Jim Croce, right? Stevie Ray Vaughan. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Half the band died in a plane crash. And the tragedy about Lynyrd Skynyrd was their plane ran out of gas. Can you imagine that? How do you have that much of an incompetent pilot that the plane runs out of gas? Helicopter crash for Stevie Ray Vaughan, correct. Jim Croce, I believe, was a plane. Buddy Holly, right? So yeah, we can name all these people that we lost too early in these plane crashes. Patsy Cline, yes. A lot of great musicians lost their lives in plane crashes. The Big Bopper, yes. You know, what's his name was supposed to be on that plane? Waylon Jennings, and for some reason he didn't take the flight, and he's, by chance, sometimes in life, chance saves your life, right? Kadzie, how do we get Rex in a plane? Dennis Violin, yeah, that, exactly. I don't think Rex is going anywhere but a state prison eventually. Yeah, that Lynyrd Skynyrd story, horrible, right? And they lost Cassie Gaines and their great guitarist, lead guitarist Gaines, Mel Stilla, Ricky Valens, yeah. 201 in the chat, 181 with the thumbs up, guys. This is Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, bitchin' with Bill, coming live from Georgetown, Colorado. Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. Here we are. The other day when I brought you that those from that river behind me, that was absolutely amazing, right? Seeing that fast-moving river. Joanne W., I had tickets to the Little Rock show when the plane crashed. Wow. Ricky Valens, yes, the Big Bopper, Ricky Valens. Arriba la rumba, necesito. I don't know all those words, but I love hearing the birds in the background. I talk to the trees, but they don't listen to me. Down under veggie. Hey, finally caught another live, Christina Molina. You remind me so much of my pops. This was his first Father's Day in heaven. That's too bad. Well, I hope you celebrated it. Emily Parkinson, Richie Valens on a plane with Buddy Holly. That's right. Phil Grimaldi, Bill, just hearing arrest made in Rachel Marin case illegal. Yeah, Phil, I knew that, and we was talking about it earlier on. And apparently that the guy, I don't have his name in front of me right now, he committed a murder in Venezuela. Those are the things that our government is supposed to protect us from. Then how was he allowed in this country, right? And then he does a home invasion in California. And from that home invasion, where a 9-year-old girl and her mother were attacked, they get his DNA. And it took a while to catch this guy, right? They caught him in Oklahoma. And I don't know the story about how he was, how they were led to him in Oklahoma. How he came from San Salvador, Mel Stilla. Okay, San Salvador. There was another, excuse me, the one who killed Lake and Riley. I'm mixing them up. He was from Venezuela. And just absolutely horrific. Yeah. Phil Grimaldi's in the house. Phil, welcome. I'm leaving tonight out of Colorado at midnight, but had to get on the air and do a Coffee with Cannon and say hello to all you folks. Phil, I hope you had a good Father's Day. Why is Phil here? Because he jumped on the air. A lot of farm work and oil work in Oklahoma for undocumented workers. That could have been how he was. Caught, how he was located. But they had his DNA. But how were they apprised of the fact? How were they apprised of the fact that he was in Oklahoma? That's what I would like to know. Who let the police know that the guy you're looking for the murder of Rachel Marin, is in Oklahoma? Who Who gave him that information? That's what I'd like to know. And I'll read up on this when I get home. I haven't had a chance to catch up on all the cases being here. Mel Stiller, I'm still half asleep. Oops. Yeah, the sketch, well, right. The sketch was out there because the mother and the daughter from that home invasion in California, they got a good look at his face. So they had a sketch that was probably pretty damn accurate. Cat 747, Chandra Levy back in approximately 2000. I believe they followed his phone and email. He was casually drinking in a sports bar. Right, Wendy, but how did they ID that? That's the question. How did they identify who he was? They had his DNA and they had a genetic code matched him, but they didn't have a name. I'd like to know, Phil Grimaldi committed a murder in El Salvador and came to U.S. to kill again. Absolutely. And as we spoke about before, it's the job of our government to protect us from people like this. And they didn't do a very good job, did they? And the same thing with Rachel Marin, the University of Georgia student who was taking a jog and was attacked. Prying Paula, maybe familial DNA, possibly, but we'll find out. We'll find out exactly how he was caught. Pauline Buckles, these killers can't stop. Any news on the 2 Kansas ladies murdered in Oklahoma? Yeah, well, that case is solved. There's 5 people arrested. There hasn't been any real updates on that case recently, but the people charged with that, they're not going anywhere. Laken Riley, yes, the University of Georgia student was killed by another illegal savage, you know, and every time that happens, it's our government's responsibility that's happening by not protecting your people. And I am all 100% for immigration. However, I am for legal, not illegal. I'm for legal immigration, right? And vetting the people that are coming into this country. They didn't even think to check the records of these 2 guys that committed murders. 2 other guys just recently, I told earlier, did a carjacking of an off-duty cop in New York City. They caught them like 24 hours later. So it's just like they're letting people into this country. Can't believe he was so young. Did he start when he was 5? He was 23 years old, I think, the guy that killed Rachel Marin. Is that correct? Cat 747, number 1, our government is to take care of us. We must applaud the police in this case. Hard work led to the arrest. Phil, absolutely. They didn't give up. This was a case that was personal to all of those guys. Simbi, guys, good to see everyone. Pico and Sepulveda, the people that, okay, this have security details. No vetting. Mel Stiller, good to see you guys. 199 in the chat. 199 with the thumbs up. We matched the number. Maybe you should go and buy the number today. 199, 199. No, but they don't, Kat. You're right. They're not protecting us. They're not doing the right thing by the citizenry of this country by protecting us. Heather, whatever. Good to see you, Heather. Guys, we're at 50, almost 54 minutes on. I'll do just about 60 minutes. So I want to thank everyone that came by today. Wendy Montgomery, did the Night Stalker ever enter a home with large dogs? I'm not sure. Phil, it's beautiful. Colorado is absolutely gorgeous. Brian Hargrave, good to see you, Bill. Doc K, yeah, 2-3, and what beautiful mountains. Wow, yeah, it is beautiful. Guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Father's Day. Even if you're not a father, I hope you spent time with your father, or saluted your father if he's deceased, said a prayer for him. Callie WM, yep, John, Denver. Bill, did you see the Route 29 police sketch? Looks exactly like Rex. I haven't seen that, but I've heard many people mention that they personally believe that, Sana Elise Hoth Johnson, good to see you, that they personally believe Rex Heuermann is the Route 29 killer. I would think that they would check everything, you know, all cases that are similar to Rex Heuermann. They could actually also, because not that his DNA isn't in CODIS, but his DNA, the police have it on file, so they could absolutely compare it to other cases. Heather, whatever, very high altitude today. Whoa, no wonder Colorado gets fluffy snow. Colorado, Rocky Mountain High, that's why they call it that way, right? Beautiful place. I've had a great time here. Chris Sereno, how nice there. Yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. I'll stand up and show you guys. Let me see if I can give you a little view of the mountain. There you go. The mountain. They're all over the place, the mountains. How's that look? Pretty cool, right? Elevation sickness is real. Thank you and safe travels. Love, love, love Colorado. Nance Joe. Guys, yeah, Melding said how freaky it was to see Rex Heuermann in court. Well, yeah, we all know that, well, his attorney keeps saying that he's shocked that he was charged with this. He has no idea why he's being charged. He is absolutely innocent, which is sort of funny to hear. It's funny because all the evidence against him. And of course, a defense attorney is going to say that. Johanna James, hi from Scotland. Hello. Beautiful scenery. Much appreciated. Bill, safe trip back. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Flying pole. The defense attorneys are always shocked. Yeah, I'm always shocked. He has no idea why he's here. He has no idea why they consider him a suspect. He says he's innocent, and his wife, Asa Ellerup, doesn't think he's capable of it. She has no idea either. But she took the 7-figure advance to do a documentary. Emily Parkinson, Kimberly J. Bye, Bill, be safe and drive that plane carefully. Yes, yes. Guys, we're at 57 minutes. We got about 3 minutes left. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming by today. It's a beautiful morning. Let me sit back down and finish the show sitting down. Yeah, look, we will be following this case as it proceeds to the criminal justice system, as the detectives come up with undoubtedly more cases against this guy. We will follow it. And whether it's police off the cuff or coffee with Cannon, we will absolutely follow it. And Sana Elise Hoth Johnson, always good to see you in the chat. We will follow this case for its duration. Doc K, thanks, Bill. Always love your chats. Well, thank you guys for showing up. It's always fun to go on the air and do a coffee with Cannon, and it's a little bit different than police off the cuff. Johanna James, Cat 747, all those blue hearts love it. Wendy Montgomery, Godspeed, Bill. Well, guys, I will be leaving this evening at about midnight out of Denver Airport and heading back to Kennedy. And I'll be back in New York. Start spreading the news. I'm going back to New York. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps. Backing the blue. Didn't know about Shannon Gilbert. Thanks for the stream, Police Off the Cuff. Guys, I want to say thanks again for joining me today. This is Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff, Backyard Beverage, Coffee with Cannon, Bitchin' with Bill, saying goodbye. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon once I get back to New York.